The gates of Airovale stretched open as morning spilled across the cobbled streets. A rush of scents met the tide of travelers: sweet apples stacked in wicker baskets, the sharp tang of saltfish packed in ice, and the bitter undertone of coal smoke rising from the forges. Merchants called from their stalls, voices overlapping like a chorus, hawking spices, cookery, bolts of muslin and silk dyed in crimson, mint and ivory, and leather gloves for the hands of pilots. Incense drifted lazily between the stalls, carried by the wind. Among the crowd, Aidan, a gaunt young man, paused as Katerina, a farmer's daughter, watched him from behind her basket. Her braids were threaded with wildflowers, her eyes steady as she recognized the look of hunger on his face. It was the same look her family had worn before they found shelter in the village. Others passed her stall, coins clinking, but she held back her hand until he drew near. Only then did she press an apple into his palm, her fingers lingering just long enough for him to hear her quiet words. She whispered, "Na dobro," for good. He blinked, unsettled by the depth in her eyes, uncertain whether she offered blessing or bargain. She smiled briefly, knowing the unseen weight kindness could set in motion, then turned away. Aidan nodded in thanks, slipped the apple into his pocket, and disappeared into the press of bodies. The tower. High above, the groan of rigging and the hiss of escaping steam signaled the arrival of another zeppelin. Painted in blue and copper, the ship descended toward the seaport. Ropes were thrown down to the dock tower where workers scrambled to catch them. Boots clattered on the planks, shouts rose above the wind, and smoke rolled in waves as coal was loaded into the belly of the ship. The air itself seemed alive with motion, an orchestra of industry, ambition, and smoke. From a lofted office overlooking the docks, Alara leaned out of her wide window, letting the wind toss strands of blonde hair across her face. She recorded the ship's arrival in her ledger with brisk, deliberate strokes. Every tower, every docking fee, every outbound cargo, her father's fortune and the city's order depended on it.